Hello and welcome. Today, we will understand the Excel applications in time value of money. What is time value of money? It is a very important concept. According to this, value of money received at different points of time is different. The value of a certain sum of money received today is more than the same amount of money to be received at a future date. The English proverb, a bird in hand is worth two in bush, gives the correct version of time value of money concept. This time preference for money can be due to following reasons like inflation, future uncertainties, preference for present consumption, or investment opportunities. There are two techniques under this concept, that is compounding technique and discounting technique. Today, we will be learning about compounding technique and different cases under it. The compounding technique is used to find out the future value of different cash flows occurring at different points of time. According to this technique, interest earned on the initial principal or cash outflow becomes part of the principal for calculating interest for the next period. The interest earned on interest is known as compounding effect and hence compounding technique. The compounding technique can be explained for calculating various cases like future value of a single present cash flow, future value of a series of unequal cash flows over a period of time, the future value of a series of equal cash flows over a period of time, the future value of a cash flow when compounding is done more than once in a year. So let's understand the first case, that is to find out or to calculate future value of a single present cash flow. Suppose you have a problem. Mr. X invested a sum of rupees 10,000 at the beginning of the year at the rate of 10% compounded annually. What is the amount that he will get after the end of 3 years? Here, we will be using the future value function, that is an important Excel function. So the syntax of this function requires 5 things: the rate, NPER, that is number of period, PMT, that is any payment if it's there, PV is present value, and type is the whether the payment is made at the end of the period or at the beginning of the period. So, as explained earlier, rate is the rate of interest. NPER is the number of periods for investment based on that interest rate. PMT is used in case of constant payments to be made and a constant rate of interest. PV is the present value of that investment. Type, if it's 0, then payment made at the end of the period. And if payment is made at the beginning of the period, we will take type as 1. The double brackets in PV and type mean this value is optional. Now, let's solve this question. First, try to write the critical data. In this question, the critical data is that present value for us is 10,000, year is 3, number of period as the compounding is done annually only, so it's 3 only. Rate is 10% as given, and we are not having any constant payment given in the question. So we will use this particular information to solve the future value or calculate the future value of the single cash flow. So for this, we will apply the future value function. And this is how it's done. So is equal to future value, that is FV. We will activate this function. And for rate, we will take cell referencing as B14, where our rate of 10% is given. Then for NPER, we will take the number of periods as 3. For PMT, we will be taking 0 as we are having no constant payments in this question. For present value, we will take 10,000. So to get the positive value, we always put a negative sign in front of the present value. in the function. Alternatively, instead of using a negative sign, in the function, we can also use PV as minus 10,000 in the cell. So we can take that also. And then in type, we have taken 1, that is payment made at the beginning of the period, which is given to us in the question. Close the bracket and enter. So for your sake, I am solving it once again. So is equal to future value, activate the function, rate is 10%, number of period is 3, PMT is 0, present value minus 10,000, and type is 1 as the payments are made at the beginning of the period, or we have invested a sum of rupees 10,000 at the beginning of the period. So close the bracket and enter, and you will get your answer. Moving forward, if we are required to calculate future value of a series of unequal cash flows, so this question will make you understand what is the meaning of it. For example, Mr. X invested rupees 10,000, 5,000 and rupees 2,000 at the starting of first, second and third year. Calculate the compounded value of his investment at the end of third year when interest is provided at the rate of 10% compounded annually. So here, let's write down critical data first in proper table format so that it ease out our calculation. Year 0, 1, 2, 3, cash inflows 0, 10,000, 5,000, 2,000, future value. So let's find out the future value of each of the cash inflows by using the built-in FV, that is future value function in Excel sheet corresponding to each of the cash inflows in this column E. Okay, so if you see here, first, in order to calculate the cash flow for the first year, what will be our formula? Is equal to FV, that is the FV function, we have activated it. Rate will be 10%, so we will be taking the cell referencing of it. NPER, that is the number of period. Now, we must have invested this 10,000 and we are investing it at the time of first year. So, we are investing it for 3 years actually. So, we will take NPER as 3 minus 0, which will give us 3 periods, comma 0 is for payment as we are having none. Then present value, we will take it as the 10,000 and with the negative sign in the front in order to get the positive value, and type will be 1, close the bracket and enter. Now, this is our future value for the first year. For the second year, it will be again the same rate NPR. In this case, NPR will be 3 minus 1. That is for 2 years we will be investing this 5,000 and everything remains the same. It's just that now we will be taking rate as 10%, NPER as 3 minus 1, payment as 0, present value as 5,000 and type as 1 and enter. Similarly, for the third year, we must have invested 2,000 for only 1 year. So rate is 10%, NPER is 3 minus 2, that is 1 year, 0 minus D30, that is 2,000 and 1 is the period. Enter. Now, the future value at the end of third year will be the sum of all the future values given in this column E. That is for first year 13,310, for second year 6,050 and for third year 2,200. So the future value of all his investment at the end of third year will be calculated using the sum function. So is equal to sum and take the range from 13,310 to 2,200 and we can solve it. Enter and you will get your future value of all his investment, that is X investment, at the end of third year is rupees 21,560 rupees. In the next video, we will understand future value of a series of equal cash flows. Thank you.